Welcome, 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 welcome everybody to the Everyday podcast about life and all the different things that we have to deal with going through it. This is a new podcast on YouTube podcast, so we're going to see how it's going to go. We're going to try and have a great time with this. Welcome everybody to us today. Today will be kind of like a preliminary podcast where we talk about the different things. Today's primary going to be focusing on life and the different things involving life and the challenges that we have in it. So let's go ahead and get right into it if we should. Okay, here we go. Well, for the most part, the meaning of life is to explore different perspectives on what makes meaningful such a personal fulfillment, social connections, spiritual beliefs. The meaning of life. It's like the ultimate question, really, when you think about it. What is it all about? Where is it? What is it? Why are we here? What's going on? What's going on around us and everything? So we try to figure out what the meaning of life really is going to be. For the most part, we don't know. Some people have some ideas, like religion. All the different religions in the world come up with these different ideas of where we're going and what it is. And they probably don't have any of it right, but who knows? But the meaning of life being happy, being content, being compassionate, being good to each other. But it's not that easy. It's not that easy at all. We don't know. When you say you know what it is, the meaning of life, I used to think like George Carlin and say that secret of life, not dying. It's not dying. That's part of it. That's part of the end goal, to extend our lives and our way of life. A lot of people have this artificial idea or mentality, I should put it, that this grandiose self idea, like I'm spectacular. Individuals sometimes feel like they're above others at their status, and they're striving. They're in this rat race, human race, to be something, and they don't know what the meaning of life is or where it is. Not that the regular guy does, the positive guy does, but they don't have a clue, these people. It's really unfortunate. So the meaning of life, we're going to explore how we get to the meaning of life, what the meaning of life is for different people, different cultures, different parts of the world. People have different meanings, different wants. In some parts of the world, you just want clean water and maybe some food. And here in the first world, we want everything to be copacetic, easy. We have luxuries that we don't even realize. Like when you go into the bathroom and you turn the light on and you turn on the faucet and water comes out. Got a news for you. That's a luxury. It's a luxury. So the meaning of life there, for everybody, it's different depending on how you're going about it. And then the second part of like life, what you're going to think about, it's going to be life lessons, really. The second part's about life lessons and what we're going to learn in life. Like, don't let the wisdom of age be wasted on you, is a good saying. Listen to what people tell you. There's a lot to be listened to. Learn a lot more by shutting up than talking, especially if you're talking to somebody that's lived and they understand. And you have to take into consideration that you might not initially understand what they're talking about. You might think it's completely nonsensical and stupid, but in the long run, in retrospect, when you look back at it in 2020, it'll make sense. So listen to it in the now, because that's what it's about, the life lessons. Learning throughout your life the different things that happen that'll teach you, hey, you know what? You never get away with anything. That's a life lesson that you'll probably learn. A lot of people tell you, like clinical psychologists will say, I've never seen anybody get away with anything. It always comes back to you. Like if you twist the fabric of reality, something at some point, call it karma or the vendetta of the universe, will come back against you, and society has a way, and the universe has a way of evening things out. I think so. For some people, you may not see it all the time. You know, some of the big corporations and the big scumbags that scum the world over big oil and everything, they never seem to get any, nothing bad ever seems to happen to them. It just doesn't happen. It's all fake. Nothing bad ever happens to them. And then life, there's other parts of life, like you get in part 3 of our subject matter, where it's coping with adversity. Discuss strategies for dealing with life's challenges. That's a big thing. You got to have a strategy to deal with stuff. You got to be prepared. You got to have coping mechanisms because it's going to come at you. It's going to come at life's going to come at you hard in the paint. It'll really come after you. Really difficult. It'll crush you. It'll kill you. Make no mistake about it. It is really. It's adverse for a reason. If economically, socially, there are certain groups of individuals that were deprived simple human rights throughout our history of our world, and they don't get a fair shake at it. So the adversity that you deal with, it depends on, again, where you grew up, what kind of adversity. Maybe you just had to take a bike to school instead of ride a bus, and that was your problem. Or maybe you got beat up because of the color of your skin or something. So there's different levels of it, you know. There's different levels of waking up in the morning. You wake up and you could be all ghetto and plucking roaches out of the cereal box. Or we could be in luxury where I have to see, oh wow, I have a nice marble shower. It's gigantic. I could just walk in there. I got multiple sinks and it's really nice and there's a lot of marble and it's just nice and I have my cathedral ceilings. Or you could just be in the projects and stuff. Yeah, nothing. Utter destruction and hurt outside. Doesn't get any better. Just really bad all around you. Be in the South Bronx somewhere, or in Lincoln Park, or Bedford-Stuyvesant. One of those places where it's just crap. Oh yeah, the cops aren't coming tonight, because the cops don't come to this neighborhood at night. They don't come there. Yeah, that's right. This neighborhood's like that where cops don't come. You dial 911, they don't come. Why? They don't want to get killed. The people that live there, even the bad people that live there, don't go out at night because they don't want to get killed. There are areas that are that bad. East New York, areas along those lines. So you got adversity in all these areas. Then you got third world adversity. We don't even know. Over here in the Western world, we don't even know, like India, Pakistan, Philippines, you name it, those areas. Destructive lives. Destructive way of life, society, crushing society, where the simple basics are like, oh my God, you have no idea. We think we got problems, right? We don't have any problems. Like my biggest problem is, the Wi-Fi is shut off today. I don't know what I'm going to do. The Wi-Fi's off and my life is just over. Over there, it's like, oh my God, no, the third day with no clean water, no food, no nothing. There's adversity for you. And then after adversity, we hope that like the phoenix rising again, like Christ from the grave, we get the pursuit of happiness. It ultimately becomes pursuit of happiness. We got a concept of happiness, whatever that might be. It's probably more than likely just someplace where you better than you are right now is your goal of happiness, a few steps ahead. Most people are just, hey, I want to get a little bit ahead. Everybody has that idea that I just got to get a little bit further and I'll be okay. Everybody has the idea that rich people are just have twice as much money as they have. In actuality, rich people have 100 times more money than you have. Believe me too. They have a lot more than you think. So we have this pursuit of happiness, but it's happiness on an individual scale with an individual window of growth where you're going to excel from level 12 to level 14, but never reach level 20 unless you really, really try. So we have this pursuit of happiness, and we're pushing towards it, and it involves, and in this pursuit of happiness, you have people take different roads there. And it depends on your moral aptitude and where you're pointing in life, because you can take the short road for short gain results, and that's kind of it's a short gained approach. It's psychopathic, basically. A low level psychopath would sacrifice the present for the future, which, you know, I think I got that wrong. Would sacrifice the future for the present. You know, not save for the future is what I'm trying to say. A lot of people do that. Some people spend all their money initially when they get paid and they don't save any. Not that it's easy to save any, because everything's so damn expensive. Every time I go out and I try to spend something, I'm like, oh my God, look at how much money everything is. Everything's even more money. How does anybody even survive? How do you even do it on this pursuit of happiness? Some people, what some people's happiness would be in their success will just be your baseline where you are right now. You have to remember that. Oh, wow, I can go to the supermarket, I can buy food and stuff. Hey, that's pretty good. That's not bad. So the pursuit of happiness, examine the concepts of it. That's what we like to do. there's different approaches to it, different ideas, different passions. Whatever your passion is to get there, you're trying to get there and do it in a moral fashion if you can, you know. And then you have the level 5 is going to be the stages of life. There's a lot of different phases in life, you know. Your childhood. Everybody has those memories of their childhood where it's just great, where you woke up and it felt wonderful. You just woke up in the morning like, oh my God, it feels so good. It feels so good to just be alive, and we're going to get up and we're going to have these adventures today with our family, and everything's just going to be awesome. And you go 1, 2, 3, and it's just bang, and you're out the door, and it's great, and your life goes on, and you have those, depending on your upbringing, again, you have good memories and you have bad memories. The best times and the most traumatic times will be in your childhood. Hopefully you had more good than bad. You know, stages of life, childhood, early development, how was your school? All those things affect how we are today, where we are today. Challenges that each stage presents. There's different ideas, early childhood, early development, early career, college. You have all these different problems and different obstacles that come up against people in their life, and it's not easy. And you have all the different stages. We just hope that you try to get through each of them without injuring other people, killing people, trying to leave people better off than you found them, ideally. And then you have number 6 is going to be like life balance. You got to find balance, the importance in finding balance between family and personal pursuits. You know, you can't be a workaholic and leave your family at home. You have to have some type of balance plan. You have to be on a balance beam between your personal pursuits and your passions and your family and your friends, and they all have to coexist together. Too much of one will destroy the other, for sure. So it is, just as it says, balance. Some people can do it well. I tend to have problems like that. I have a problem with overdoing certain things. Usually it's indulgences. If it's some type of substance or alcohol or food or something, I have those. I have a problem balancing that. I'm always on the 60% side of the negative. In that case, I'm always pushing it over in that direction, and I probably shouldn't. You know, but life balance. And discussing balance with the family that you're with and your coworkers and everybody in your environment, and trying to achieve it if they're receptive to it. Some people are just idiots and they'll hog up 70% of your space, no balance at all, and you have to avoid those people in life if you can. Definitely don't be in a relationship with them, and achieve that balance, because balance is both very critical in the physical world, the real world as around us, and in the spiritual world, the metaphysical world. It's very important to have that balance, the yin and the yang, the give and the take, the ebb and the flow, now and forever, because that's just where it's at. If you don't do that, who knows what's going to happen? If you don't have that balance, you're literally out of balance. Oh, he's out of balance. All these cryptic people that did all these horrible things were out of balance in their head, out of their balance spiritually, out of their balance mentally, off their medications, just out of balance. When things are out of focus and out of everything, you're in chaos. And when you're in chaos, it's next to impossible to think or make rational decisions. Decisions will be solved quickly. Decisions that are solved quickly are usually solved badly. So balance. And then after you have the balance, it's purpose. You got to find your life purpose. Like, in your own mind, what are you here for? People get a calling midlife, right? If you don't get a calling in your midlife, you get into the midlife crisis. But you want to have that balance, you know, the purpose. I'm sorry, it's the balance, the purpose of everything. You got to have purpose. Well, you need balance as well, as we spoke about previously, but you still need purpose. At some point, you got to feel like George Harrison once said, everybody in life wants to be rich and famous. And the truth is that once you get there, you search for God, and life ultimately becomes a search for God, and that's searching for balance. Maybe that balance in that midlife is that balance that you didn't achieve for yourself earlier in life. Maybe you had psychopathy early in life, and you did party too much, and you did sacrifice the present, not preparing for the future. That's a complete possibility. You know, it's a complete possibility. And then you have to figure out the purpose. Where are you going? What is the purpose of your family? Where's everybody going to be at the end of this journey? Where are we going, boys? Like John Lennon used to say to the Beatles when they were in some messed up hotel room, where are we going, boys? And John would look at Paul, and Paul would go to the topmost, right to the top. That's where we're going. And it kept people motivated and kept them going. That's what it was. So you got to have purpose, destination. Who are you and where are you going? And then you have to, and number 8, you can explore the role of relationships. Examine the importance of relationships in our lives, both romantic and platonic. We have to do these things, like see who these. You bring people into your house, or your psychic house, your metaphysical house, that are vampire-ish, sucking all your life out of you, and that's it. They'll take it all from you. You bring people in that are positive. You want to have people in your life. Simply, you want to have people in your life that leave you better off than they found you. People that are ultimately positive. People that push you up a notch. People that you can share good news with. Very important. Very important. When you share your good news with somebody, they should not give you an example of when them, or worse, somebody they knew in the past did something better than you. They shouldn't give you examples of, they shouldn't be condescending, they should be happy for you. So relationships, intimate relationships should be cultivated, not taken on quickly, not taken on in idyllic lust situations, falsely idyllic, lustful situations. People jump on the train all the time. My friend married his 4th stripper. I wonder why it's not working. So relationships, meaningful ones, meaningful relationships that bring you to a point in life where you can find those previous attributes that we were seeking, such as purpose and pursuit. You went in the relationship, all these things coincide together. And then on top of these things, we're going to deal with the technology that's going to compound all of them, whether it's positive or negative. It's going to compound all the different things that we're trying to achieve here: purpose, pursuit, relationships, the technology, Facebook, Twitter, social media. It could be good, it could be bad. We can use it to do a fundraiser for a church and feed people. We can use it to find people to get drugs if we want to, or do other bad things, or find who knows what. It can be good. It can be used for a source of entertainment, comedy. It could be a tool, malicious tool used by teenage girls to bully another into self-harm. It could be used in all different ways. It has to be monitored. It's very dangerous. It's like anything else. Anybody can be talking to anybody at any time, and who knows? The impact of technology, and is it fulfilling our lives? How is it fulfilling our lives? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it going to work out for us or not? We have to check on that part. And then ultimately at the end, you want to come to some life hacks, some things based on all the other ideas that we spoke about. Come to some conclusions, extrapolations about what we spoke about, and come up with a hack to get you ahead. One of the hacks about the whole thing that we learned about this scheduling is scheduling. Have that schedule that you want every day. That's important. If you have the ability to put it together, put the schedule together, the schedule that you want. That's what Jordan Peterson says. Toronto psychologist, professor, Toronto University. Put the schedule together that you want, and healthy lifestyles woven into that schedule are good. When I say healthy, I mean healthy food and psychologically healthy things in that schedule. Who you associate with, your goals, who are you and where are you going. Don't be negative and go to the bottom. Be great and go to the top. Be great and go to the top. Be great, go to the top. Have a great time. Good night, everybody. Have a great day.